Hello, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. I am just turning live chat on so I can actually see all of your lovely comments. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. If you are watching the replay, thank you so much for being here as well. Please feel free to leave your thoughts, feelings, questions in the comments. But if you're here live, feel free to put them in the chat so that I can chat with you right here, right now, live, which is very exciting. So for those of you who maybe don't know me that well, hi, hello, my name is Megan. I am the Misfit Mentor. I used to be a pretty big autism and ADHD content creator and life coach, but I have pivoted away from neurodivergence specifically and have started talking pretty generally about what it is to not fit in, what it is to be othered, which obviously can go hand in hand with neurodivergence, but can also go hand in hand with things like race and sexuality, can go hand in hand with things like childhood trauma and neglect and things like that. So we're kind of just talking about what it is to be a misfit and what it is to be one of those weird kids who just never quite fits. I have a lot of experience with that, being a pretty weird kid myself growing up. And thankfully, I am becoming a weird kid again as an adult. And it has been really, really amazing to get to embrace that part of myself again, because I think for a really long time, like throughout much of my childhood, adolescence, young adulthood, I was just like trying and also definitely failing at being normal, whatever that is. Like, normal is a moving target. But I was trying really hard to be what other people thought I should be. Basically, I was people pleasing a lot and all of this good stuff. So, not so good stuff. And it left me pretty miserable. It doesn't feel good to constantly feel like you have to be someone that you're not, you have to hide who you are. None of that feels good. So, what am I here to talk about today? So, today for our live stream, we are talking about being weirder because I really think everyone would be happier if they not only let themselves be weird, but encouraged themselves to be weird. Like, what if weird wasn't something we avoided and then just accepted when we couldn't help it? What if it was something we chased? What if it is something that we actively sought after and tried to be? I think that would make life so much more fun. I think that would make life, I think it would allow you to be yourself more, because the truth is, all of us are so much weirder than we let on, which is so funny. It's like we all know. We all know that everyone's weird, but there's like this part of us, this like mean little part of our brain that says, no, you're the only one. And it's just not true. Okay. It's just not true. Everyone is weird in their own way. And I think the world would be better and more interesting and more compassionate if we could embrace our inner weird kid. So, with that in mind, I wanted to tell you about something that I'm doing that is really, really cool and really exciting. I'm very excited for it. It is called Weird Kid Wisdom. And what we are going to do is we are going to take 6 absolutely iconic weird kids from pop culture, literature, movies, shows, stuff like that. And we're going to analyze them for the lessons that they can teach us, the wisdom that these weird and I am so covering some of my absolute favorite weird kids, including Matilda, including Meg Murray from A Wrinkle in Time, including Lilo from Lilo and Stitch, and so many more. Well, and 3 more because we're doing 6. Um, so we're going through each of these weird kids and we're doing a little bit of a character analysis and like, hey, what can we learn from this weird kid? How can we take this lesson and embody it in our current lives, right? Because these weird kids often meant so much to us in our childhoods. Like, I don't know about you guys, I watched Matilda as often as I possibly could. We didn't own that movie, which is probably for the best because I would have wore the VHS out. Um, house that owned Matilda. Anytime a babysitter came over, I asked them to bring Matilda. Like, I loved that movie. um, and I think weird kids are really important. Weird kids in media are really important to weird kids as children, for sure. But I think they can also still be really important for weird kids as adults as well. I think there's a lot that we can learn from them now that maybe we stopped learning at some point. And I think we need to go back. We need to go back to that part of our lives where of course we wanted to fit in, but also we couldn't. I think a lot of adults have figured out how to like blend in a little more, and in some ways it makes our lives easier. But in other ways it makes our lives a lot more depressing. Like it's hard when it gets easy to pretend you're someone that you're not, right? That isn't a good feeling. And so Weird Kid Wisdom, what is weird? I keep talking about it. Weird Kid Wisdom is a 6-week long event and it's only $33. I'm just going to get that out of the way right now before you're like, oh, I can't afford 6 weeks with Megan. Yes, you can. It's $33. Let's do this. Okay. Um, it is 6 weeks long. There's 8 live calls with replays. And what we're going to do is have an opening call and a closing call. And then every week we will have a call that explores a different iconic weird kid from pop culture. And the whole point of Weird Kid Wisdom is to help you embrace your inner weird kid, to help you be your biggest, most robust, weirdest self so that you can live a life that doesn't feel too small for you. Because I think a lot of us are living lives that are too small for us. I think we're living lives that are the right size for our parents or are the right size for, I don't know, people who were mean to us in high school. And I'm not saying I just mean we're fitting ourselves into the wrong shape. We're fitting ourselves into the shape of somebody else's life. And we need to create and carve out a shape of our own life. And I think weird kids teach us how to do that because weird kids take up space. Weird kids take up hella space. They can't help it. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that's really hard when you are taking up space that others don't want to give you, but you can't help it. That doesn't feel good. I'm not saying being a weird kid feels great, but I am saying that taking up space is important. It just is. And when we try to shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink and shrink, that is it's just a pathway to major depression, to apathy, to burnout. It feels really bad to say, oh, my life will be better if there's less of me in it. Like garbage. What a horrible lesson. And so, what Weird Kid Wisdom is all about is learning more positive, more helpful lessons from the iconic weird kids from our childhoods. And I'm so, so, so excited. So let me go ahead and show you the page because I do really love the cute little page I designed. Um, let me give me just a minute. Let me hit share screen. Okay. So this is Weird Kid Wisdom. Like I said, 6 weeks, 8 live calls. It's only $33. This is me. This is me throughout my various stages of being a weird kid. I was in the marching band, played the flute, really freaking loved it. This is another marching band photo, but I'm a lot younger. I think this is freshman year and that's senior year, but I don't remember how old I was. And that's sophomore year because it was a musical. I remember I had bangs that year. Anyway, yes, this is this is me. But you might be wondering like, okay, yes, I agree with you. I should listen to my inner weird kid more, but like how? It is not as simple as just be yourself. Like who has rolled their eyes at that advice before? Because oh boy, I know I have. You've been trying to do that for probably decades. You've journaled, you've gone to therapy. I think what you're missing is other weird kids, especially fictional weird kids. Who knows James Acaster? He is a hysterical comedian. He has a special on Netflix, I think. He was on Taskmaster. Like, he's amazing. But basically, he almost ends his special with this line, and it's pretty devastating. It says, what if they don't like you, man? What if every relationship you've ever been in was just somebody slowly figuring out they didn't like you as much as they hoped they would? Woof, right? Like, I think so many weird kids, this is our experience with relationships with real people in real life. And so, this is why sometimes learning with fictional people can be more helpful because fictional people don't hurt us the same way. right? And so sometimes it can be really healing to work with fictional people instead of real ones. So these are the characters we're going to be looking at. First up is Matilda, who gives us permission to own our power even if no one else sees it. Then we have Lane Kim from Gilmore Girls, who gives us permission to be passionate even if we have to do it in secret sometimes. Then we have Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables, who gives us permission to feel absolutely everything, no matter how big, small, happy, or sad. Then we have Mirabel from Encanto, who gives us permission to make a fuss when something is wrong. And then we have Lilo from Lilo and Stitch, who gives us permission to love the unlovable in others and trust that others can love the unlovable in us. And finally, we have Meg Murray from A Wrinkle in Time. This is from the movie, but it's also a book, by the way, which I was obsessed with as a child. But Meg gives us permission to be the main character, even if we aren't the most talented or the most special. So Weird Kid Wisdom, this is the calendar of events. We start June 15th with the opening Q&A, and we will end out July 24th with the closing Q&A. All of the calls are at 10 a.m. Eastern, and replays will be made available. Now, like I said, this event is only $33, but if you want it to be completely free, what you can do is you can go ahead and join the Do It Wrong Club. And Do It Wrong Club members get to attend Weird Kid Wisdom for free. And guess what? The Do It Wrong Club is, $33 a month. So there you go. You can join for a month, get access to both things. And then you might end up staying in the Do It Wrong Club because it is pretty fucking magical over there. Okay. So you might be thinking, Megan, I only know half those characters, or maybe only one or two of those characters. Could this help me? Absolutely. This event is not about the plot of anything like that. It's about the lessons that these amazing weird kids can teach us. And I can tell you about that without you having engaged with the source material. One of the calls, 10 a.m. Eastern, the dates are here. And then what if I can't make the calls? Are there replays? Yes, indeed. So as I mentioned before, hi, hello, my name is Megan. But if you don't know me, I am a certified life coach and certified weird kid. There's not actually a certification for that one. But anyway, I use she, they pronouns. I am the misfit mentor, and I love working with misfits, black sheep, and too sensitive kids turned mentally ill adults. I was obsessed with weird kids in media growing up, seeing people who were weird and still loved, weird and still successful, weird and still safe, gave me a lot of hope as a terrified kid desperately trying and failing, to be honest, to be normal. So I am so excited. Also, I want to tell you as well, when you join Weird Kid Wisdom, there is an affiliate program for this event as well, which basically means that once you join, you'll get a chance to become an affiliate. That means that you'll get a special link that only you have to Weird Kid Wisdom. And it allows me to track how many people you are referring to the Weird Kid Wisdom event. And so if you refer people and they end up buying a ticket, first of all, you get 50% of the ticket sale. So that's like $16.50 you just get. So if you refer to people who buy, then your ticket was basically free. Girl math. And then, sorry, my neighbor is revving his motorcycle as he does 18 times a day because I'm autistic and I have always lived next to someone with a motorcycle. It's very frustrating. Anyway, it's very distracting to me. I literally can't think straight. Please leave. Anyway, so there's an affiliate program. You'll get 50% of the sale sent directly to you. That's just money in your PayPal account. And then there's also prizes for affiliates. So if you make even one sale, you'll get to come to my new masterclass all about how to be yourself without just being yourself, basically. And I'm very excited for that. And then there's other prizes that I can't think of off the top of my head. I think one of them is you get a free month in the Do It Wrong Club, a free 6 months in the Do It Wrong Club, a one-on-one call with me. There's all kinds of good stuff for affiliate prizes. So basically, if you have friends, family, social media followers who might be interested in Weird Kid Wisdom, you should sign up so that you can become an affiliate and promote it and make a little money and help me spread the word, because I think this event is going to be something so unbelievably special and I'm very excited for it. So that is really all I had to say today. Everybody needs to be weirder. It's okay to be weird. Being weird is great. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.